I'm a Trump supporter. I like him, not in a dogmatic way. I support him because of his ideas, because of his policies. That I don't really care if they help the United States, but definitely that's the goal of his policy to have an America first policy, because you're elected, because you're the president of your country, right? So, and but also because, and most importantly, because of his foreign policies. Okay, a lot of policies, especially the peace deals in the Middle East. This what else? The Sudan, Israel peace deal, Serbia and Kosovo normalization, deal, and the peace in Asia. So there's a momentous peace in Asia because of Trump's presidency, and he's not an interventionist American president, right? He doesn't care, about the other. It's not that he doesn't care, actually. It's just that, as he said many times already in the past, I'm not the president of the world. I'm the president of the United States, and I don't believe that America is a global cop or global police. Okay, we're not here to police the world, because if we're gonna do that, we're gonna spend a lot of money, and he knows it because he's a businessman, right? He's just speaking reality. He's not reality here. He's not a trap politician, or we call it trapo in the Philippines, or traditional politician. He's a commonsensical president, and I don't understand why Americans, especially the Democrats, don't see that. It's probably because they're so obsessed with abortion. I'm actually in favor of abortion. Okay, just to let you know, I'm an atheist. I'm in favor of abortion, for not really for valid cases, because I do believe that women have the right to whatever they want to do with their own body. But my difference of opinion with liberals or Democrats is that I don't think the state is gonna pay for your abortion. Okay, and for American LGBT as well, American gay, bisexual, etc. They were saying that, hey, Trump is like depriving LGBT people of their rights. When I asked someone, what kind of rights are you talking about? What kind of rights are you talking about? Trump called on, all Muslim countries to decriminalize homosexuality, because most Muslim countries, if not all of them, would like to criminalize, or they have laws criminalizing homosexuality or for being gay. And Trump, admonished them to stop criminalizing homosexuality. And what this gay white liberal told me is that Trump deprived LGBT people of the right to have this health care, right in Obamacare, to have a reassignment surgery. Reassignment surgery. Then I was saying, what the fuck are you talking about? You should be able to pay for your reassignment surgery, I think. Although I don't believe in, total welfare, okay, non-statism, that the state is going to pay for everything you need, like healthcare. In my case, in the Philippines, most, if not most, but I hope everybody, but private sector workers are being supported by their employers. So in my case, I have this healthcare plan, which is, I think it's good, that it's the company is gonna pay for each illness, okay, each illness. So, and I don't think cosmetic should be covered by the healthcare that your employee is paying for you, right? So they were like American LGBT white people, American gays, white gays, and liberals were like saying, okay, we were deprived because we don't have the right to free reassignment surgery. I think that's stupid. And you don't have the right to that, actually. If you want it, what I mean by right is that, okay, go for it, pay for it, okay? But the mere fact that the government is not willing to pay for your reassignment surgery does not mean that you are deprived of your right as an LGBT member, because not all gays would like to change their private parts from penis to vagina, right? But too much of that talks. So let's move on. So as I was saying earlier, the American Democrats, the liberal Democrats, are gonna do anything in the books in order to cheat and defeat Donald Trump, and they've done that so far with the collusion of the fake news media, the big tech, especially Twitter, which was flagging, conservatives for speaking the truth or exposing what's going on. So let me just show you an example of election rigging or cheating that's being done. Because, okay, for Filipinos who don't know as well, would you like to have a universal mail-in ballots? We know, okay, how elections go in the Philippines. We know killings, a lot of killings. Well, that's the extreme here in the Philippines. So, election killings, etc. So, before the election take place, expect that some people are gonna die. Okay, one of the worst cases in the Philippines is the Maguindanao case years ago during the time of or term of Gloria Macapagal Arroyo, when a Muslim politician killed, I think, more than 60 people, in the wife of the gubernatorial candidate and media people. Most of them were media people. And that's the extreme case in the Philippines. But back in the United States, they're not that extreme, but they're more tactical. In our case, we're like brutal, okay, animalistic in so many ways. But in the United States, they were like psychopathic, okay, those strategic psychopaths, okay. They are not gonna kill you, but they're gonna destroy your life. Okay, they're gonna make sure that your life is gonna get destroyed. By the way, this is my Trump hat, and I just had a haircut earlier yesterday. Not because Trump lost. I thought he's gonna win. All right, so okay, let's continue. But in the United States, the politicians, especially the Democrats, were more strategic and tactical in the way they handle elections, especially when they try to cheat elections. So, unlike in the Philippines, like I said, in which the president and vice president are selected via the popular vote, in the United States, all of those states were already able to decide who they're gonna want as their president. But then we have these remaining states, like I said, and then there's a neck and neck fight between Trump and Biden, and then they stop the counting and the declaring or calling of election winners for Nevada, for example, for Arizona, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, and that's when they introduce the Plan B. Okay, they introduce Plan B, and one of the fake news that I really really hate is Fox News. Okay, Fox News called for Biden too early, and now I think they're gonna regret that because, according to Nate Silver is one of the quack doctors when it comes to polling. Nate Silver says Fox News and AP projections for Biden in Arizona should be retracted now. They decided too early for Biden. Like I told you, if it's Biden, they're gonna decide it too early. But if it's for Trump, despite the fact that Trump was leading by 100 to 300,000 votes in Pennsylvania, they're still not gonna declare it because, all of these states now are Democrat strongholds. These states are controlled by Democrats. Like I said, these are independent states, unlike in the Philippines, in which the provinces are not independent of each other, and that they're not independent of the national government. In the United States, it's a different game, totally different game. So, for example, let's talk about Pennsylvania. Okay, each state, like I said in my previous vlog, has its own laws, okay, its own electoral process, its own taxation, etc. Okay, so there's a difference between the state government and the federal government. So in the case of Pennsylvania, for example, they were trying, after the pause that I was talking about, after 9 p.m., I think 9 p.m., Eastern Time. Then they introduces their plan B. We're not gonna declare winner with the collusion of the media, Fox News, and everything. And then they had all these mysterious mail-in ballots. As I asked earlier, would you like that we're gonna have universal mail-in ballots in the Philippines? No, it's gonna destroy this country even more. So they introduced mail-in ballots because of COVID, okay? Because the Democrats knew that that's gonna be their final weapon against Trump, okay? In order to defeat Trump, the universal mail-in ballots, because who knows who signed the mail-in ballots, right? uh, they're even allowing illegals, okay? Like I said earlier in my previous vlog as well, that they're gonna do anything, and that's what I did not include in my previous vlog. I was like confident that the Democrats are not actually that too evil, but I ignore that. I miss the fact that the Democrats are too evil to do anything, okay, in order, including destroying their own country. And as a lot of people are saying today, America is like a third world country now. But I'm gonna digress, because it's not actually America, but all these Democrat states, okay? Michigan, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, Arizona, all these Democrat states are worse than, third world countries in Asia and Africa, because they're unable to finish, counting. These are just states, okay? States within America. But Florida, which has millions, of voters, was able to finish counting within the day. Okay, so that's a deal. We don't need to have a universal mail-in voting in the Philippines, because I don't think, Filipinos have this Democrat mentality of cheating culture or cheat culture. So, for example, as I was saying, there's a case of Pennsylvania, in which Trump was able to successfully got the attention of the Supreme Court, and Supreme Court now ordered Pennsylvania Democrats, because Pennsylvania is ruled and governed by Democrats. The governor, they have their electoral authorities or electoral authorities that could help rig the election in favor of Biden, etc. So the Supreme Court ordered Pennsylvania Democrats to respond by Thursday evening in a case challenging the state's 3-day extension for counting mail-in ballots. So they changed the rules. They always change the rules. But what is exactly the original rule that they change, okay? So according to this news, and this is a factual, statement, the lawsuit takes issue with a state Supreme Court ruling that postmarked ballots be presumed to have been mailed before November 3. Okay, so you cannot have any additional ballots, after November 3rd, right? That's the law of the land. That's the law that, that state implemented, and you should be able to follow it. You cannot change the rules at the 11th hour, because if you're gonna do that, then you're simply cheating. Why would you introduce more ballots after the election day? The election day mandated by law, if you're not gonna cheat or change the outcome of the election in your favor. So that's one of the cases. So I'm gonna tell again the Filipino bashers that no, this is not like the Lenny Bongbong Marcos case. It's totally different. Same thing happened in Wisconsin and Michigan and what else? Arizona. In Arizona, Trump was leading, and then suddenly he's like losing by tens of thousands. I think more than 10,000 votes or more than that. So it's really hilarious how American Democrats were able to destroy the image of America to the world. And what I'm really afraid of is that all of this cheating culture and tactics by the Democrats can be copied by corrupt politicians all over the world, especially Filipino politicians, please do not introduce mail-in ballots in this country.